This video will demonstrate how to verify a chapter-based book and complete the online homework on the Armin-Dalton Resources website. Chapter-based books include QuickBooks 2018, Sage 50 Accounting 2017, Microsoft Dynamics GP 2016, the Integrated Audit Practice Case, and Data Analytics for Auditing using ACL. To begin, click the Login button in the upper right-hand corner. If you have not yet created an account on the Armin-Dalton Resources website, click Create an Account. Otherwise, enter your credentials on this page and click Login. Once you are logged into the site, navigate to the left-hand side of the page and click the Profile tab. If you haven't already done so, please pause the video and fill out your information in the Student Profile box. When you choose your university and professor, they will populate in the professors table below. Please note that if you have multiple universities and/or professors to add, you can do so. When you're finished updating your information, click the Update button. Then, navigate back to the dashboard. Click on the down arrow on the right-hand side of the Books box. Locate the title of the chapter-based book that you're going to be verifying. In this example, I will be verifying QuickBooks 2018. Then, click the Verify button. Enter the verification code that is on the cover of your instructions book. After you've entered it, click OK. After verifying the book, you will now see that there is content in the Dataset column as well as the Software Link column for the book that you verified. For computerized accounting books, including QuickBooks, Sage, and Microsoft Dynamics, there will be company backup files that you will need to download. For the Integrated Audit Practice Case and Data Analytics for Auditing using ACL books, there will also be datasets that you will need to download. For books that require you to use software, there's a software link provided for you. Before you download these datasets, it is important that you download and carefully read the e-materials for each of these chapter-based books. To do so, click on the homepage icon, click the drop-down arrow next to e-materials, and find the e-materials for the book that you are using. These e-materials will give you step-by-step instructions as to where to save the dataset files, as well as how to download any software that you will need to complete the homework. After you've read through the e-materials, click on the Login button. You will now need to add the section code that your professor has given you if you will be completing homework on the Armin-Dalton Resources website. Enter the section code in the Add Section Code box and click the Add Section Code button. Then click OK. All of the activities that your professor has assigned for this section will populate in the sections table below. The starts at date and time and ends at date and time for each activity will be listed. Also, if your professor has assigned a chapter of a computerized accounting book that requires a transactions and price list, you can download that list by clicking on the link here. Note that all of these transactions lists in the table that are for the same section are all the same, so you will only need to download this one time. When you are ready to submit your answers for an activity, click on the drop-down arrow on the Action button and click Activity Overview. I will be showing how to submit answers for Chapter 3 because Chapter 3 contains a wide variety of the types of questions that you might see on the site. Now, click Enter Answers. Select the chapter of homework that you wish to submit. If your professor has assigned each chapter to be due at different dates, you will only see one chapter in this drop-down list. However, if your professor has assigned multiple chapters for this activity, you will see multiple chapters. It is likely that your professor will assign 2 different parts per chapter. Part 1 questions will be automatically graded by the Armin-Dalton Resources website. Part 2, problems and reports in printouts, will need to be manually graded by your professor. Begin to enter your answers for Part 1. If you would like to save your progress so that you can exit and return at any time, click Save Homework. When you've finished entering your answers for Part 1, either click Submit Homework or click on Next Homework. You will be able to submit both parts of homework at once on this page if you wish. In Part 2, you will be either submitting text answers or uploading files to questions. Some of the questions may require both text and a file upload. For file uploads, please try to upload files in PDF format if possible. Once you've completed all of the problems, click Submit Homework or Submit All Homework if you still need to submit Part 1. Once you've submitted the homework, you will see that Part 1 was graded automatically by the Armin-Dalton Resources website. The points earned out of points possible will be correct for this part. However, Part 2 still needs to be manually graded by your professor, so it has a grading status of not graded. Return to the dashboard and look to see if there are other activities to complete at this time. To check and see if your professor has graded an activity, click on the down arrow on the Action button and click Activity Overview. You will now see that the grading status of Part 2 says Graded. The total in the Points Earned column will now reflect the total grade that you received on the chapter of homework. If your professor has assigned the Systems Understanding Aid 9th edition to be completed with the computerized accounting book, you will also see that there will be activities in the sections table for the Systems Understanding Aid 9th edition book. If that's the case, please refer to the video that describes how to complete the Systems Understanding Aid. Detailed instructions for all of the steps that have been discussed in this video can be found in the e-materials for the book that you are setting up. If you need any further assistance, please contact Armin-Dalton Publishers using the contact information at the bottom of the page.